This is the rest of the notes for writing the equation of parallel and perpendicular lines. In the previous video, all we did was figure out if lines were parallel or perpendicular given their slope. So the slope of parallel lines is the same, and slope of perpendicular lines is the opposite reciprocal. Now we're going to actually write the equation of a line that's parallel or perpendicular given some information. These steps are written out for you. You can read them yourself, but step 1, solve the given equation for y. I gave some examples of that in the last one, and we'll do an example here. Locate the slope from your equation in step 1. Determine your new slope. Write this. Don't skip the step of actually writing this out. And you may notice that we have some bold things. Those are the ones we're replacing. Using a point and the new slope, replace the bold things and then solve for y. The steps themselves are not super crazy hard. It's just remembering what to do that gets tricky. Step 1, solve for y. So we're going to subtract 7x from both sides. And then divide. So y equals negative 7 over 4x plus 5. All right, our slope is negative 7 over 4. That's step 2. We located the slope from the equation in step 1. Next, we're going to decide the new slope. So if we're doing a parallel line, our new slope parallel, is the same. Parallel lines have the same slope. So negative 7 over 4. Now we're going to literally write the equation. Y minus y equals mx minus x. Replacing only the ones that were bold, the second y, the m, and the second x. We will use the coordinates that they gave us right here to plug in and the slope. So I'm going to change those. Y was 5. Slope is negative 7 over 4. And the x coordinate is negative 8. And I'll fill in around that. Y minus 5 equals negative 7/4 x minus negative 8. Minus a negative is a positive. And then we will distribute negative 7/4. Y minus 5 equals negative 7 over 4x. And it's going to be minus because we have a negative and a positive. Minus. And there's a couple different ways you can do this multiplication here. I'm going to multiply negative 7 times 8, which is negative 56. I guess I'll write that down here. Over 4 times 1, the denominator would be 1, is 4. Rewrite it, simplifying the fraction. 14. And then we just want to get the y alone, so add 5 to both sides. Y equals negative 7 over 4x minus 9. This is the equation of the line that is parallel to this line and passes through the point negative 8, 5. As far as perpendicular, first we need the perpendicular slope. Perpendicular slopes are opposite, so since this was negative, we're going to be positive. Reciprocal, so we're going to flip this. 4/7. Write the equation in point slope form. Remember that we are replacing these 3 parts. So we're going to keep our y minus, our equals, our parenthesis x minus, and we're going to fill in the other things. Y is 1. The slope is 4/7, and x is 7. Now we'll distribute. Y minus 1 equals 4/7 x. Since this is positive and this is negative, will be negative. 4 times 7 is 28. 7 over 1, or 7 times 1 is 7. So y minus 1 equals 4/7 x minus 4. And then the last step would be to add 1, y equals 4/7 x minus 3. And this is the equation of a line perpendicular to this line through 7, 1. Okay. If you need to go back and watch those steps and pause after each one, that's a good plan. I'm going to do one more and then I'll stop this video and start a new one. Make sure you're reading carefully. It says write the equation that is parallel to 3x minus 2y equals 14 and passes through a point. So first step would be to solve for y. All right. And again, if I'm going too fast for you, that is okay. You just need to make sure that you're pausing the video as you go. This becomes positive because they were both negative. And 14 divided by negative 2 is negative 7. All right, so now we have the equation in y equals form, slope, intercept, and our slope is 3/2. All right, and now we're going to go through the process of writing the new equation. So step 1, write the equation in point slope form. Replace the second y, the m, and the second x with the stuff from our equation. So I'm just going to write down the other stuff and fill in the information we have. So we know that y is going to be negative 11. The slope from over here is 3/2, and x from right there is negative 6. And hopefully you remember that minus and negative is positive. So we're going to change those signs and then distribute. So y plus 11 equals 3/2x. And then since they're both positively plus, 3 times 6 is 18. 2 times 1 is 2. Y plus 11 equals 3/2x plus 9. And the last step is to get the y alone. So y equals 3/2x minus 2. That is the equation of a line that is parallel to the given line through this point. I'm going to stop this now because I'm not going to have time to finish on this one. Bye. I can't stop it. Stop the video. There we go.